And good morning. Today is Friday, Friday the 13th of November, and we are on now the official countdown to Christmas. And for those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Bev.G.Star and I'm running a project on behalf of Seed Sedgemoor. So if you can introduce yourself on the video feed below, tell me where you're from, who you're watching with, if you're going to make something like this, or even just what you enjoy about creativity. So for those of you that don't know about Seed Sedgemoor, Seed Sedgemoor are the beautiful people that have funded these projects. So with help from the National Lottery, Creative Places and Spaces, it's come right down into the hands of Seed Sedgemoor, who are currently investing. They're investing in creative projects, especially over the isolation time. So what they're trying to do is connect a community, grow a community, inspire a community to start and be part of the revolution. And what they're trying to do at the minute is come up with creative ways to reach audiences, to make sure people feel interactive, and their projects are absolutely astounding. So what you'll see over from Seed Sedgemoor is you'll see lots of making noise, you'll see some dancing. If you've checked out the amazing people that are the Arts Quarter, they have really got a lovely project. It's called Sketchbooks Unlocked, and you can apply if you're in the Sedgemoor area to receive a sketchbook. You can also just purchase one like I did off the store. You can get those sketchbooks and you can be part of that sketchbook project by each week or every day, or as long as you want an art journal for sharing them in their Sketchbooks Unlocked place. So that's Arts Quarter from Seed Sedgemoor. Lots and lots of funding there and creative ideas going on. So I'll just wait for a minute or so for a few people to join us. That's what we normally do. Well, I normally just get straight tucked in, but today I'm really looking forward to this start of the Christmas countdown. So last week we made some firework art. The week before that we did some Halloween bats, and this week we're going to be making a Tic Tac Toe, which is noughts and crosses with pebble and rocks. And we can use this creative idea with the materials that we make to gift it to someone this Christmas. So we can, if you're about the handmade home like I am, I love to make handmade as much as I can for Christmas, then handmade gifts of sorts are a great idea. And this game, this tic-tac-toe that we could be making today, you could be either settling down to play with your children at Christmas, or a family and entertainment, or you can gift it somebody that you love equally. So let me just tell you about the materials that I'm using today. So today's is, let me see, I've got some paints. So I picked up, excuse me, I picked up a few paints from Pound Stretcher the other day. So you get two in a little bag. I think they're like £1 for the two. I've also got some paintbrushes. So da-da, and I have an acrylic pen. Now you don't have to use an acrylic pen, you can use marker or you can paint. That's absolutely fine. It's just I have this at hand, so I'd like to use it and kind of see what happens. So, and you're also going to need some kind of rock, so some kind of little tokens that you could turn into the knots and crosses. So each side, so you and the partner that you're playing with, have noughts or crosses. Now, today I'm going to be working with snowflakes. Originally I was going to do snowflakes and reefs as noughts and crosses, but I'm just going to stick to doing snowflakes because they're easier for me to draw. And drawing snowflakes is very similar to drawing mandalas. They're very therapeutic, and I'm going to show you how to draw those today. So also you'll need some rocks. So the rocks I've chosen to use, or didn't choose to use, were actually donated by the Western Supermare Rock Project. That's Western Super Rocks. My beautiful friend Tanya runs the project, and what she's done is she's donated 10 beautiful rocks, stones, pebbles, whatever you want to call them, to my project. I'm going to be collaborating with her, so if you want to check out the Western Super Rocks project, you'll see lots of prompts to paint rocks. So if you're looking for more creative ideas, step on over to her page and check this out. So you'll need some rocks. Check those out. Today I'm going to be making the noughts and crosses game with the pebbles that's donated on behalf of Seed Sedgemoor. Okay, so let me show you the rock that I've painted with the a snowflake on. Let me get one of each colour. So I've done a base colour on red, and then I've done, for the other side, I've done black. There they are. 2 snowflakes. No snowflakes are ever alike, so don't be too precious when you're drawing those, but we're going to do a quick tutorial on how to draw snowflakes very shortly. So this is it. So I've got the black with gold snowflakes and the red with gold snowflakes. You can draw parcels, or you can, I don't know, you can pretty much go to town on whatever you want to do. You don't even have to theme it around Christmas, but because we're on the Christmas countdown, on behalf of Seed Sedgemoor, good morning Rachel. Thank you for joining. You rock. No, you did. Rachel said I rocked, but I'm pretty sure she does. So, so let's get going. Right, so you'll need some rocks. Oh, also, if you haven't got rocks, do not panic, because you can always cut a piece of paper up into 4, like into 10, or you can, these are little wood slices. So I'm going to be using these as my labels for Christmas presents, but I thought they'd also be a good way to, I don't know, make snowflakes for the game that we're about to play. So, for those of you that are just welcoming or just joining me now, welcome. My name's Bev.G.Star. Today we're making noughts and crosses. So you'll need a noughts and crosses grid eventually. I've got some chalk for that. It was suggested, Tanya from Super Rocks had a great idea to make a grid out of sticks and twigs. That would be really good. I haven't got any sticks and twigs available, but I have got a piece of chalk and a blackboard that I can work with. Right, so got your paints, got your rocks. Let me just pick my first rock up and get painting. So you've seen the style, so it's just an everyday. I'm going to use my my black paint to paint on this. Let me get my paint over and make sure that you can see what I'm doing at all times. So here we go. Right, so play nice and smooth side. Draw yourself a nice circle with your I hope you can see. Draw yourself a nice circle. Now, behind the scenes, I spend a little bit more time being really accurate, because there's no need to rush this. It can take a couple of hours, you know, depending on how many layers you want. Or you can just get a black marker and Sharpie, or black Sharpie, and just draw it straight on as a nought and cross. You know, it's how much effort that you want to put in. So I'm just painting that. Hope you can see. I'm just painting a nice black circle. And what I'll probably do is do a couple of layers of this. So I'll allow this first layer to dry. If it's not dark enough, I'll then paint a second layer on later. But again, this is just for me to inspire you with the beautiful people of Sedgemoor and their support to provide you with creativity. So if you're just joining me, please introduce yourself on the video. Tell me who you're watching with. If you've made painted any rocks in the past, I'd love to see them. Today we're theming our rocks with our Christmas countdown, and we are making a gift or some entertainment for our family over the isolation period and the run up to Christmas. So if you're in lockdown, let's do our best to make the most of what we have. If you haven't got rocks, that's absolutely fine. You can make this with paper, wooden slats. You can even draw them on leaves, or you can just play the normal Tic Tac Toe that is drawing on paper with a grid. But I just wanted to do it in the most creative way I could find. So there's my my background for my snowflake. You don't have to do them the same way as me. This again is just an idea. So let me show you one I've made in the red. So I've made the red. I've painted it already. However, it's not quite dark enough. So I'm actually going to, while you guys are watching today, I'm going to paint a second layer of red onto my stone, because this is where I'm going to paint or draw. Like you can, this is a thin paintbrush. See how thin that is on there? You can always use in it very shortly to just draw your snowflake on using great paint. But today I'm just going to just simply give this red circle, the background to one of my snowflakes, a second coat to make it more thicker, more darker, more presence and more saturation in its colour. This rock set I am making is going to go straight over to the Supermare project, the Western Super Rocks, and they're going to use it as their prize. So I'll be collaboration with Super Rocks on this. So this collaboration with Seed Sedgemoor has enabled us to branch out also and team up and collaborate with other. Hello Ellen, thank you for joining us. So there's your for those of you just joining us, we're trying to get a rock, a plain rock, and we're going to paint it, draw on a snowflake. So let's talk about how you draw a snowflake. They're very simple, very easy. They come in all different shapes and sizes. There's no need to worry if you don't get it the way you think you want to get it. So with my blackboard, because it's so much easier to bring it over to here, let me show you. So this is how I draw a snowflake. If you look around the internet, you might find other ways, but basically, if you just draw yourself a cross, so that'll be our cross as well for our noughts and crosses, hey? And then you do a nice star cross. You have the basics, and then what we're going to do, we're going to add some accessories to each. And kind of snowflakes use this kind of sort of V shape, pointing inwards, just like that. Maybe they have some lines on. Maybe they have this kind of shape. So some triangles at the end of the snowflake. Can you see it right? Some triangles at the end of each snowflake, and maybe some lines. And maybe here we're just going to go with the V, and that is how you draw the most basic and fun, easygoing snowflakes. Now, don't stress out too much if they don't look like the same. No snowflakes are ever the same. So try to be free with your mind. Don't just try to stick in a box and be like, it's not what I was looking for. The whole process and the whole purpose of these tutorials is to inspire you to be creative and just kind of unlock that cog that sometimes prevents us from being creative and a bit more freer with our work. So we want to produce something, and today we're making noughts and crosses with our rocks. Let me just see how my paintings dry over here. So these are some ones that I made earlier. Okay, so let me draw a snowflake for you in front of you on a previously, oh, I think it's a little bit wet actually, on that one. Okay, let's do it on the red one. The paint might be a little bit wet for me to draw on right now, but let me just check one more. I didn't see that, I didn't foresee that. So here's my rock. We're going to be now, morning Tanya, thank you. Hey Arts Quarter, welcome. So for those of you that have just seen the Arts Quarter has joined us this morning, they are the people in, the beautiful people that they are in charge, or their project is the Creative Sketchbooks Unlocked. There you go, I got it there in the end. So they're the people that are responsible for the Sketchbooks Unlocked, which I was talking about, so do get involved with that. If you have a sketchbook or need a sketchbook, go and see these guys. They have plenty in their store, and we can all get involved, being a little bit more creative. But for now, even in your sketchbook, you could maybe draw a snowflake. You can have a practice before you take to your rocks with your acrylic pens and paint. So maybe get a sketchbook to help you along your journey there. So how I drew my snowflake earlier. Now these acrylic pens are a little bit tricky sometimes. You have to make sure that the ink is in the nib by just pressing down and maybe shaking on it. And then we're going to draw that onto here. So here we go. A nice line. So here's your snowflake, and here's the start of it. We're going to crisscross. Wonderful. Yeah, no worries, Arts Quarter. If you want to put also a link up to where people can purchase or take part in the Sketchbooks Unlocked project, that might be a really good idea. And then we can just make sure that you get all the recognition you deserve. Right, so there's my cross snowflake. I'm going to come across again. I'm just going to give it a double cross. Now I'm going to put a triangle at the top of this one, because triangles are in snowflakes, right? Okay, just like that. And then what we can do is we can do some other little details on those lines. You can use circles too. There's nothing wrong with not using a circle. You can use dots around there. Ta-da! Looks like a snowflake to me. No snowflake I've ever seen looks like that, but they're all different. Ta-da! Beautiful, aren't they? So for those of you that are joining me, if you haven't got rocks, you can always use wood slices. I have these in my store very shortly. I'm going to announce that, but this is what I'll be using if I didn't have rocks. This was going to be my backup plan, because we are in the middle of a pandemic, and if you don't see enough rocks on your walk, because I normally buy them from garden centres, which I can't get to as much as I'd like to, I know they're open, so that's it. So now it's time for your grid. You need to make yourself, so once you've painted your rocks all with your snowflakes, you've got a set of 5 for one person, a set of 5 for the other. There's 9 totals in square. There's 9 squares in total on a tic-tac-toe. Thanks Arts Quarter. So those of you that are just watching now, if you just have a look in the comments, you'll see the Arts Quarter have just dropped their link to the Sketchbooks Unlocked project, etc, etc. So do check that out. So here's this. So what I would do, and normally I would play this on a flat surface, I would then use my my snowflakes, one here to see if I could win, and then I'd use the red one. Let me just find that. It's kind of hard to do it kind of on a surface, and then the next person would take their go, put it down, then the next person with their black rock, the snowflake that we've just made, would take their turn. Maybe I should have played it virtually with one of you guys, and then the red, and then eventually you can see if someone wins. Every snowflake, tic-tac-toe snowflake, can't really see it from that point of view. Maybe I'll take a picture after I've finished. And here we go, the person in the red has just won there at the bottom because they've got 3 in a row. Now, if you want to come up with a great presentation idea, so I'm thinking about gift. Well, this is going to be a gift. This is going to be a prize for the Western Super Rocks Rock Challenge this month. I'm collaborating with Tanya Bedelia, Western Super Rocks. I'm announcing the first 10, I think it is, for the first week or two, some themes to paint rocks. So, and I thought, how am I going to gift it? If this is a gift, how am I going to gift it? I came up with a few ideas. One, I have these little canvas bags for each rock, but I thought maybe it might be overkill. Some of my rocks are a little bit too big to put in there. Some of my rocks are generally too big. So maybe you have a bigger canvas bag or a bag. And then I was like, Christmas countdown, snowflakes. Look at this material I found in my collection. Now this material is, I don't know, what would you call it? Check tartan. Looks a bit like Christmassy. It's got a little bit of glitter on it there. And I'm going to pop my rocks and I'm going to make a little sack. So let me do that. If I can just make some room on my table. I'll put my easel down a second because that's just in the way without it falling over. Okay, so I'm going to lay all my rocks in here. I hope you can see, guys. See if I come around here. So I'm just going to lay my rocks in the centre. So I've drawn my snowflakes on. There's 5 red, 5 black, all with gold snowflakes on, and then I thought I'd tie it up in a little bag like this. I know you're going to love the next idea. So here's my little bag of rocks and here's my little bit of Christmas string. I'm going to close that around, and look, what I've done is I've used creativity to make a gift to either entertain my children, my family, the people that visit over Christmas if we're allowed, and then also with the wood slices that I showed you at the beginning, or a label with a snowflake on. Look, it's a gift in itself. It's brilliant, isn't it? So there, with my own creativity and limited resources, I have just made myself a gift or a prize for the Western Rock project. So this project, however, is on behalf of Seed Sedgemoor, and it is absolutely a pleasure every week to bring you something creative. I've watched you all join me and I love the support you have for me. If you have any creative ideas, we also have a creative community. It's called Creative Isolation Community Group. We're trying to get as many people in there to share their creativity, because part of this project is to inspire people and encourage them to be creative. And we want to include as many people as possible into our creative groups. So for now, I believe that's everything. Has anybody got any questions? Let me just run through the comments here just to make sure that there isn't any questions that I've missed. Okay, who knows? Great, I believe that's enough. So check out Seed Sedgemoor. Beautiful people, they're doing wonderful things. The Art Quarter, go make some noise somewhere, be in your moments of stillness, paint some rocks, get involved. And if you're feeling anxious at any point, it's more important for you to be creative and get outside yourself with healthy skills. Now for now, I believe that's everything. I'm going to be online for the rest of the day till about 2 o'clock if you have any questions about any of the projects. Thank you so much. Hello Jenny and goodbye, and I'll catch you soon. Bye guys.